Salvador Blopa. If you don't know the name yet, you're going to, because Man United are already asking questions about him. An 18-year-old Sporting Lisbon defender compared to Nuno Mendes, scoring twice on his senior debut, being tracked by Madrid and now emerging as a genuine long-term United target. This is the kind of profile United have been missing out on for years, and this time they might actually be ahead of the curve. Let's start with what makes this situation interesting. United's recruitment under the new structure has been shifting. The club is still cautious with spending in this transitional season under Ruben Amorim, but behind the scenes, the scouting network has widened massively. Instead of only looking for intermediate first-team fixes, they're now hunting for high-ceiling European prospects before they explode. And that's exactly where Salvador Blopa fits. Sporting promoted him from their B team recently after a run of standout performances. Rui Borges gave him his senior debut in the Portuguese League Cup against Alverca, and the kid didn't just survive the moment, he owned it. 2 goals in man of the match. He became the first Sporting youth player to score twice on his debut since Fernando Peiroteo back in 1938. When you're breaking 80-year-old records at 18 years old, people start paying attention. And they are. Real Madrid, top Portuguese clubs, German clubs, and according to the Daily Mail, Man United have already held early conversations. Blopa can play both right wing back and right midfield, and that versatility has been one of the main reasons scouts all across Europe have flagged him. But here's the important part. Even though he's being compared to Nuno Mendes stylistically, Blopa is very different physically. He is already 6 feet 2 inches, tall for a modern fullback. He's powerful, explosive, and aggressive on the run. He reads the defensive patterns well for his age, and when he drives the ball forward, he looks more like a winger than a defender. That's a blend of size, speed, and technique, and that is rare. And it's exactly what Sporting and other clubs believe he could develop into, a complete two-way fullback. This isn't one of those lightweight City Academy fullbacks who rely on pure pace. Blopa plays like someone who enjoys physical duels, who can handle transitions both ways, and who has the running power to cover his entire flank for 90 minutes. This is where United's situation becomes important. Even though January won't be a busy window, the recruitment team are actively looking at right-sided options long-term. Amad Diallo has been used in wide defensive roles, but he's still learning the defensive side of the game. Diallo has not improved hugely under Amorim, but he's not a long-term wing-back style outlet unless he makes another leap. And well, we don't have Aaron's man Bissaka anymore. United wants someone young who can grow into that role, and someone who doesn't need to be thrown into the deep end immediately, but who has the ceiling to become a starter. Blopa fits that blueprint. He's young, he has high potential, he's adaptable and available before the price explodes. And let's not ignore the obvious link here. Ruben Amorim knows Sporting's academy better than most managers on the planet. He knows the Nuno Mendes model. He tried to bring Mendes to United originally, and Sporting fullbacks tend to translate well into elite football. Blopa is from that same production line. Let's talk football. When you watch Blopa, a few things pop immediately. One is running power. When he carries the ball, there's no hesitation. He drives past the first man with a long stride, opens up on his hips, and suddenly he's 20 yards further up the pitch. It's similar to how Nuno Mendes played at Sporting before PSG took him, but with a more imposing frame. 2. His defensive instincts. For 18, he's incredibly switched on. He scans over his shoulder, checks his runners, and doesn't just dive into tackles. There's discipline in his positioning that you don't expect with someone promoted from the B team. And 3. His physicality. He's strong. At 6 feet 2 inches, he can win headers, hold his ground, and actually slow down wingers who rely on pace. It's why he's been tested at both right back and right midfield. He's capable of winning duels and effecting counterattacks. 4. His end product. 2 goals in debut obviously grab headlines, but even in the B team, he had a habit of arriving in the box with timing. Not just good for his age, he plays with intention. When you combine all of that, you get a profile that fits every modern top club scouting list. Athlete, technician, mentality, coachable, and multi-position, and already producing at senior level. And this is where United have to be smart. Blopa is not going to come in and start immediately. He isn't that polished yet. Sporting are only beginning to integrate him, and realistically he needs 1 full season of regular minutes before you can even judge his true ceiling. But that's exactly why now is the moment to get involved. Madrid don't wait, Bayern don't wait. Sporting know they have something special and will try to protect him. United have missed out on too many of these profiles because they waited until the value was already in the tens of millions. If you're trying to build a long-term squad on a sensible budget, you have to identify the next breakout star before he becomes unaffordable. Blopa fits that pattern. Talented but not yet expensive. Proven at youth level but not yet locked down. and developing in a league that United scouts know extremely well. One thing that's becoming increasingly clear under the new football structure is that United are trying to build a pathway for 18 to 21-year-olds with high ceilings, not just sign 26-year-olds who are ready to made but overpriced. Blopa is the exact type of player who fits into that strategy. He's young but physically outstanding, coached in an elite academy, plays in positions United are reviewing, already attracting European interest, and has traits you cannot easily teach. If United want to build a squad where they're not forced to overspend every summer, they need to stockpile these kind of prospects before they explode. This isn't a January panic signing. This is the kind of project that could pay off massively in 2-3 years. We also need to be realistic. He's still raw. His sample size at senior level is too small. Sporting fullbacks often look amazing in Portugal, but adapting to England is a different test. And he'll need coaching, patience, and the right development plan. United can't buy him and then leave him to stagnate. If they commit to a move like this, they need a pathway. Cup games, control minutes, maybe a loan if needed, just like top clubs do with their elite prospects. Blopa's ceiling is worth betting on, but only if the environment is right. Short answer, yes. If the price is sensible, this is the exact type of scouting move United have avoided for years, and it's the type of deal top clubs quietly secure while everyone else is focused on the big names. Blopa's not a short-term fix. He won't dominate headlines. He won't transform United overnight, but if you're building for 3 years from now, this is the kind of player who ends up becoming a starter, a fan favorite, and someone you look back on thinking, we've got that one early. He's powerful, intelligent, brave on the ball, and already breaking records at Sporting at 18 years old. With early interest from Madrid, this might be the last window where the door is still open for a realistic approach. If United want to return to smart recruitment, this is where it starts.